To work with the top conductors meant to me that anything was possible.
We're the only choir college in the world. It's it. We are it.
The best thing about Westminster Choir College is that all the faculty, all the experience that you have, create this overwhelming desire, need to be part of this musical experience that you just want to spread.
What this school has given me when I spent a few summers there is it inspired me that there is a place for nurturing choral music. Vocal music, I think, should be at the core of every musician's work.
Performance opportunities here are unlike anywhere that I've ever been or could imagine. So for a student to perform with the Vienna Philharmonic and the Cleveland Orchestra and the New York Philharmonic in one season is unparalleled.
Every day at Westminster Choir College, Symphonic Choir rehearses. And that's where everybody at the school rehearse as they're preparing to perform with the New York Philharmonic or the New Jersey Symphony or Philadelphia Orchestra. And that's just a daily occurrence that sets the tone for the entire experience at the school.
The power of the human voice can transform. There's a magic that happens in the choral rehearsal.
Our freshmen come in with lots of dreams. Some of them want to sing at the Metropolitan Opera or in Europe. Some of them want to be teachers. Many of them were inspired by a great teacher and want to fulfill the role that that person held in their lives.
I think the students, after being involved in ensembles that where they're working towards a common goal, go out and recreate that in the world, in their classrooms, in their studios, in performances.
I want to be a church music director.
I'm shooting for the stars. I would love to sing and be contracted in the A houses, such as the Metropolitan Opera.
There's 7 alumni right now on the Metropolitan Opera roster.
I want to go back to the Dominican Republic and apply all the knowledge that I've got here.
I would love to be a teacher. I would love to be a choir director.
Expressing yourself through art, it's incredible.
People are touched by Westminster graduates in churches and schools, and it's this community that they teach, this care for each other through music.
The choir was started by John Finley Williamson in Dayton, Ohio at the Westminster Presbyterian Church in 1926 and ultimately wound up in Princeton, New Jersey. Williamson was looking for a home that was not only culturally vibrant, but was academically rich. Throughout its history, Westminster performed in many different ways. It did the soundtrack for Fantasia. So there have been really historical moments.
Westminster Choir College has benefited from the generosity of several individuals who have supported the mission of the Choir College and invested in its future. Campus buildings and landmarks bear their names in recognition of their commitment and foresight. Williamson Hall is named for Westminster's founder, John Finley Williamson, and his wife, Rhea. Dr. Williamson in many ways revolutionized choral music in American churches. Throughout his career, he evolved and expanded his thoughts about choral music and education while always continuing the preparation of aspiring musicians to serve the world through music. Rhea Parlett Williamson served as dean and a teacher of English and drama in the early days of the choir college. After hearing the Westminster Choir at a festival in Dayton, Ohio in the 1920s, Catherine Houck Talbot approached John Finley Williamson and said, "Young man, your choir is a revelation. What can I do to help?" Described by former President Lee Bristol as possessing the finer qualities of Joan of Arc and Auntie Mame, Mrs. Talbot put aside an opera career to raise a family. But for the rest of her life, she was Westminster's greatest advocate and a generous benefactor, arranging for its first European tour and historic performances in Russia. Talbot Library honors the vital role Mrs. Talbot played in Westminster's founding and her family's continued connection to the choir college. Erdman Hall, home of the Presser Center for Music Education and Presser Voice Lab, is named for Dr. Charles R. Erdman, a professor at Princeton Theological Seminary. Dr. Erdman played a crucial role in Westminster's move to Princeton. Erdman set up the meeting that included President Hibben and the trustees of Princeton University, President Stevenson and the trustees of Princeton Seminary, and the trustees of First Presbyterian Church, which is now Nassau Presbyterian Church. They started meeting on Wednesday morning, and by Wednesday afternoon, Westminster Choir College had a new home. Erdman also made it possible to meet with the governor of New Jersey, which finalized and formalized Westminster's charter. As Williamson said, it was just that simple and that easy. Sophia Strong Taylor was a successful businesswoman in Cleveland, Ohio, and a friend of Dr. Erdman's. She heard the Westminster Choir perform in Ohio and listened to its regular radio broadcasts. According to legend, although she had only met the Williamsons once, Mrs. Taylor invited them to dinner at the Princeton Inn in 1933, and over dessert, she offered to purchase the land on which the campus stands today. Lee Bristol left his position as a vice president of the Bristol-Myers Company to become Westminster's third president in 1962. A successful businessman, he was also a talented musician, the third American to become a member of Britain's Royal School of Church Music. Bristol Chapel is named for President Bristol and his father, Lee H. Bristol Sr. William H. Scheide served on the board of Westminster Choir College for 27 years, 9 of them as chairman. A renowned Bach scholar, he was a frequent lecturer at the choir college and an engaged leader who underscored his belief in the mission of the college with generous support. Westminster was honored to participate in his 100th birthday concert in Princeton in January 2014. The William H. Scheide Student Center was named in his honor in 1998. Elsie Hilliard Hillman is the granddaughter of Catherine Houck Talbot and a member of the class of 1948. She served on the Board of Trustees for Westminster Choir College and for Rider University. With her husband Henry, Mrs. Hillman has committed time, talent, wisdom, and financial resources that have led to Westminster's current success. The Hillman Performance Hall serves as a center for rehearsals, performances, and a portal to connect Westminster with the world through technology. Marion Bucklew Cullen, a longtime Princeton resident, also served on the Westminster Choir College Board of Trustees. An avid traveler, she took great pleasure in meeting Westminster alumni around the world. Westminster Choir College recognized her work as a community leader and an advocate for the arts and education by presenting her with an honorary Doctor of Humanities in 2003. Upon her death in 2012, Mrs. Cullen made the largest bequest to the choir college in its history. The Marian Bucklew Cullen Center honors her long-standing commitment to Westminster Choir College's mission and to its students. Westminster is grateful to these remarkable leaders and to the many others who have invested in the Choir College over the past 8.5 decades.
The reason that I guess John Finley Williamson decided to start this place is he believed that if everybody could sing together, everybody could learn from each other. And without a doubt, that's got to be the number one thing that makes people feel belonging here. This place will challenge you to not only be the best musical person you can be, but because of that, it's going to give you the tools you need to help countless children in your classrooms become the musical people they are meant to be.
The small campus feel makes it seem like so much more of a family. You know everyone that's walking around on campus, all of the professors know your names. And I think having that sort of family all throughout your either undergraduate or graduate time here is absolutely incredible.
The best part of Westminster and what stood out to me the most was the fact that music education majors get the same exact opportunities that any other major gets at the school.
And so we're able to be in choirs with our class every year our entire time here. So when you're a freshman, you're singing together. When you're a sophomore, you're singing together. When you're a junior, senior, or grad student, you're all in one choir.
I want to say that as a parent and as a dean, one of my proudest moments was when my oldest daughter received her admissions packet to Westminster last Saturday. She wants to pursue a double degree in music education and behavioral neuroscience. And the reason she has chosen Westminster as her first choice is because of our long-standing history of very practical application of music education and a really fabulous record of research in our music education program. And we have a record of placement of nearly 100% of our students have been placed in jobs in their first 6 months over the last 10 years. But most importantly, she is super excited to have professional quality lessons, instruction, and performance opportunities on a regular basis, and no other institution can offer anything that's similar. Students have engagement with our full-time world-class faculty from day one. So in our first semester, students have exposure to almost every full-time faculty member.
They go out of their way to provide you with as many resources as possible so that you are successful.
They really try and get to know you, and the classes are like perfect size so that you get to know everyone in there.
Those opportunities for one-on-one engagement, for engagement in contemporary research, for engagement with students from all kinds of different backgrounds really set us apart from other programs.
Going out to conferences and meeting people within your network who are working in your field, that's been the most influential.
Also, our students receive the same number of semesters of private lessons in music education as they would if they were a voice major or a performance major in piano or in organ. And that is unusual and allows our students to be really true experts at their primary instrument as well as in the classroom. So I'm very confident in the outcomes of our program, and I think if you looked at our alumni worldwide, it would be echoed by just about every single one of them as well.
I want to be able to bring the experiences that I've had not only on campus at this school, but the experiences that this school has afforded me to have in Italy and in Oxford, and bring those experiences into whatever classroom I am in. I want to be able to use these experiences to connect with my students, to bridge whatever gaps there may be between them and me, and hopefully to inspire them.
As performers and as musical leaders in schools, churches, and community organizations, Westminster alumni make our community and the world a better place.